Well, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome. Joe, welcome.
Good morning.
How's it going, man?
Going good.
Excellent. Look, he is prepared with the CCM swag. I'm just saying.
Yes,
But do you
Speaking
have your
of-
cup? Is the
I was
question.
going to say, nice, fresh, hot cup of coffee.
There we go. I'm past the coffee, but the water, and cheers to you. So in that CCM tumbler, man, I'm excited for what you're gonna potentially win this Friday night for the 100th episode of Crypto on the Rocks. Make sure you're here for that.
It's going to be crazy. We've had senators call in. We've had mayors.
It's all about it, man. We're all about it. Oh, I tell you what. We're going to have Piper Academy jumping on in here anytime. Matter of fact, kind of looks like they might be starting to pile on in here. Appreciate you guys very much. Let me turn on that so people can see the live chat. And Joe, I'll tell you what, markets kind of this weekend, but you got any good things going on or what?
Yeah, the markets, they on actually day before yesterday, it looked very boring. It's like, it's probably going to come down. And then let me take this off so there's more light. But then yesterday, it looked okay. Well, we may possibly bounce for this week. And right now, it's looking like that. So hopefully we can make some good money going up. I don't like making money going down. I prefer it going up. But we'll do it both ways, though.
Yeah. Whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. Yep. And I appreciate everybody piling in. Welcome to Piper Academy. Appreciate you guys as you're chiming in. We got a bunch of people that just jumped in on X. Appreciate you. And hopefully we don't have any glitches here with that whole Amazon web server thing that's going on right now. If you're coming over from Piper Academy, you already heard about it on the stream and in the chat because BC's all over it in that chat. Let me tell you what. But we're gonna get through some stuff today. We're gonna talk. I've got a few Bitcoin things to talk about before Joe gets into the charts. We're gonna take a look at a guy who's basically lost 3 million in XRP. We're gonna talk a little bit about Mr. Beast wanting to get into like the crypto finance. I don't know how I feel about that. We could talk about that a little bit more now. And then we got a bunch of gold news. Joe, I forgot to ask you. I don't know if we time permitting, maybe we can look at gold if you're up for it. And Goldbacks. I know a lot of people here like the Goldbacks. Well, there's 2 new Goldbacks coming out. One of them limited release, and last time we announced a limited release here, I think it was within like a week they had sold out. So, and I like to say that's because of us. It's probably not, but we'll take a little bit of the we'll take a little bit of the pump and like, oh yeah, you did it, baby, for it. And let's just say hi real quick shout out to Piper Academy and everybody else that's chiming on in here. Steve Hickey lurking from the gym. There you go, man. Appreciate that. Army Piper himself in the house dropping those graduation caps. Appreciate you sending everybody over here, and welcome, sir. Alexandra G, if you're a channel member, you know the drill. Get that mod queen emoji into the chat. Appreciate you being here. Uh-oh, are we oopsing? That's not good. I'm showing us still kind of live. But again, Amazon, you know the drill, AWS, we may glitch out, so I'll apologize in advance for that. LBC is in the house. Oh, and we're back. All right, there we go. I guess I should have kept going in the chat, and then I would have known I'm back. Oh, crap. Anyway, let's see who else is here. We've got I think we've actually BC. Can't miss BC. Listen, myself, BC Port Corp, and Crypto Bedell live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time with Jimmy Jim from Billy Goat Tales. We're going to be talking some crypto security, and after some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, probably a good idea that you don't miss that episode. I'm just saying. Dave Digital in the house. Appreciate. I love it. I think Steve. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man. Oh, no apologies, Alexander G. Appreciate you letting me know, because honestly, I just kind of get going on these things and I don't always get a notice from StreamYard when things are kind of bumping off here. So, all right, let's get into some of this Bitcoin news. And I'm sure everybody, because this is all over X, I'm sure everybody here probably saw that. But if you're watching on the replay, maybe you didn't. We've got new coffee shop in a coffee shop, Washington, D.C. becomes the first merchant in the world to accept Bitcoin payments using Jack Dorsey's Square terminal. Hey, when he left off from X and moved on saying he was going to build things for Bitcoin, well, he wasn't lying. Here you go. Right here, first of the things. And I don't know if you're paying attention there, Joe, but the magnets are stacking up in the chat. Just saying.
Uh-huh.
And listen, guys, we're going to be heading over to Joe's stream as always right after we're done here. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's move on to the next piece of Bitcoin news, and we're gonna actually play this video on a recent CNBC interview. We had this announcement about, listen, sell your gold, buy Bitcoin, basically, from David Sachs, who is the AI and crypto czar here in the United States. Let me play this real quick. And then, if you saw this, then you already know. But if not, give it a listen.
AI and crypto czar David Sachs saying his first priority is exploring the possibility of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Joining us right now in an exclusive interview to talk about that and so much more. David Marcus, he previously led crypto and payments at Meta, is the former president of PayPal. He's now CEO of Lightspark, a company he launched in 2022 that's building payment infrastructure on the Bitcoin blockchain. Good morning to you. It's been a while, but it's nice to see you, David.
Good morning.
Let's try to, we're sort of seeing this revolution, at least inside of Washington, it appears, around how Congress and how this administration is going to think about crypto and specifically Bitcoin, and how you think that the things might manifest. If you could just sort of walk us through the permutations in your mind from a regulatory perspective, not just on the regulation, but also on the strategic reserve and things like that, how this changes things.
Well, it's a brand new day for crypto in America, frankly. And speaking as someone who tried to launch a project and worked really hard to get it off the ground here at home and having it shut down by the US government, to having conversations about regulatory clarity, a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and really doing whatever it takes, frankly, for America to lead in this revolution that will completely rewire our whole financial system, is quite a polarity flip of atmosphere and energy for our entire industry. So, I'm very, very happy and excited for what's coming. I think we're very close to the precipice when it comes to falling behind here. And so it's really amazing to see.
What does the strategic reserve do?
Okay, and we all kind of understand what a strategic reserve would do here in the United States, but I love the fact that they're still out kind of beating the drum on these Sunday news shows, et cetera, with regard not only to the Bitcoin strategic reserve, but the fact that they're saying, because where's all the hype been? Even we're ending this stream today talking about gold, right? So the hype's all been with gold because gold has just been crushing it.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, but I like it that they're still out there and beating the drum. And I believe there's a lot of dots being connected behind the scenes with this administration with regard to not only the Bitcoin strategic reserve, but what is going to be happening with regard to our current banking system. We see it all the time. Joe, anything you want to add with that before we jump on to the next piece of Bitcoin news?
Yes, I do want to add that I really appreciate the last time, which was on Friday, Crypto on the Rocks, where you shared those tweets or X posts in reference to the reason why gold is potentially going up. That really, shed some light on, it's not just retail buying it; it's manipulation.
Yep. And if you want to go see that, check out. Hey, first off, you should be joining Crypto on the Rocks every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm just saying, but you never know what you're going to hear there is all I'm going to say, but you don't want to miss this Friday because our 100th episode this Friday. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. I try and put that information out. It's a lot of a lot of things going on in this space. It's tough to keep on top of all of it. But let's take a look at this. Walmart gonna offer. Wait, I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, guys. Here you go. Walmart gonna offer the ability to pay using Onepay Cash in their stores. Here's the quick skinny about it again on the Squawk Box.
And just the ease of which regular folks, people who go to Walmart. There are 150 million Americans who use Walmart online or in person every week. Can now actually have crypto in the very same app. They can buy it, they can hold it, they can store it, they can trade it if they want. And then when they want to go pay for something, they can, turn it into cash. And like we said, Onepay is actually integrated into the checkouts of Walmart. So it is, I think, a milestone in that case, Carl.
Okay.
All right, Hugh, thank you.
So there you go. Let me just stop that right there. Again, another move in the right direction, if you ask me. I mean, Walmart, biggest retailer here in the U.S., so bam, there you go. And beside the trading you can do inside the app now, you can have that integrated. And guess what? Bada boom, bada bing. You can go ahead and use your crypto at Walmart. Meet Damien. I see you. Welcome, welcome, sir. Welcome. I don't know, Joe. What do you think? I think that's like huge news, especially major retailer like Walmart.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Any time that we can get crypto in more hands or just to be seen more is a good thing.
Yep.
And then it raises questions too, like, well, what's crypto and what's this new form of payment? So it's good.
Yep, absolutely. And I try to highlight a lot of that when we have our streams here on Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. And we're just seeing more and more of that. I mean, I think our last one, we were talking about IGA doing it, huge grocer across the United States. It's just constantly moving on, and I'm super glad to see it. And I'm going to guess this is the last piece of Bitcoin specific news right here. For those who know, Steak and Shake, baby. They accept Bitcoin, and for the 5-month anniversary, here you go. The Bitcoin Steakburger, only $7.99 according to this, and only 700 calories. There you go.
And it's probably about this big.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably
people with normal hands. They can't. They have to be like this on the commercial. So yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. It's probably like a slider. Anyway, listen, I mean, if you go ahead and you're going to Steak and Shake, perfect. You know what I'm saying? And Steak and Shake, I think we reported about it a couple of weeks ago. They're saying their sales have increased pretty steadily since they started accepting Bitcoin, and that's huge. That's huge. All right, before we let Joe kind of kick things off in the Bitcoin chart, let's take a quick look at the Fear and Greed Index. Bada boom. It's in the fear category. I don't know why, but I mean, I don't know. It's been pretty much down in the dumps for a while now. Doesn't surprise me that it's here. Quite frankly, I will say what surprised me. I'm surprised it's not lower. That's my opinion, for whatever it's worth, my worthless opinion. Joe, anything you want to say about the Fear and Greed before you take over the show?
Nope.
What's this? I love Steak and Shake. I will go test this. There you go. There you go. I will wait for the report back there, Piper. I will. I've never been, not gonna lie. But there it is. All right, Joe, here you go, brother. You take over the show.
All right. So here we are looking at Bitcoin. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Of course, it's best to zoom out, but for here, we did have our higher high, and then we started coming down, and just due to the fact that, well, we've been going up. This was a really nice run that we had. I was looking for a potential bounce here to continue to be bullish. Didn't get it. A possibly bounce here to be bullish. Didn't get it.
Right.
And then as we're coming down lower, if you do a fib retracement, you can see that we're going underneath the golden pocket, the 786, and then this Friday, not this Friday, but this is a Friday candle. Everybody knows about this one, the flash crash. I really don't look at this as far as, to me, this is just a scam wick. People use it, for the weekly and everything else, and that's fine. But here price came down, came up, got rejected off our trend line. Very important. These trend lines are extremely important. Then I'm looking for a bounce here to continue the bullishness, and we don't get it. We come down even further. Bounces into our bounce zone, which is really nice. And again, all these are levels that we've had for a long time. Came down here. We actually tapped the blue line, and then we tapped it once more. And now we're starting to come up. This is again on the daily. If we go to a lower time frame, you can see, different levels. But without getting too much into it, right now, I do think that potentially we could be bouncing. Well, we are bouncing, but to where we start going up from here. If we go to a lower time frame, 4-hour time frame, I would not be surprised if we do not pull back to about this level. Let's go and mark it out. So I would not be surprised if we pull back to about this level for us to continue potentially going up. Once again, nobody knows what's going to happen. If we do a lower high, that's fine as well. But this is what I'm looking at. Now, yesterday, we did post this. If you're not a part of Piper Academy Discord, strongly recommend doing so. A lot of really great traders in there. I also posted this trade in their Discord along with my Discord. Of course, it's free for my stuff. And for Army Piper, it's $5 a month. Not only that, but you get access to their DCA plan. So not only do you know how to DCA when the price is coming down, but you also know how to DCA taking money out. Nobody talks about that. So definitely do that. But here, price was here. I kind of explained this. This is on the 1-hour time frame in the setup. But price did go up to the area where I thought it might. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. Then it did come down to the area where I thought it might. Again, I don't know. Sometimes I'm spot on. Sometimes I'm way off. So if I ever draw something and you take it like, oh, it's going to go up because no, that's what happened. And this is what happened here. This happens more times than not, but still, it could go completely the opposite way. Now, I'll go over more of this as far as divergence and everything else on my channel. But right now, the price did hit our first target, actually hit our second target. We moved up our stop loss, and we'll probably be, I don't really want to move it up again because I do think that we could come down. And if we come down, maybe to here, 1093-ish, and I'll go ahead and draw that here too. So if we come down maybe to 1093, and then maybe do a lower high. But one thing here's our decision point right around 1099, potentially. Again, I don't know. But I really want to see it go up so we can get our last target. But This right here is our decision point because here is where it could potentially come down, take out this, take out this, take out all these gains if you're not taking profits, and then maybe bouncing here. But that's what I have for that. And if you want more information on that, make sure to tune in every single day, Monday through Friday, on my channel, Trade Intuition, where we go over the thought process. I don't spend 15, 20 minutes showing you how you could have made money, what you should have done, what you could. I show you this. This is how we make money. So this is what I focus on. But that's what I got right now. I would not be surprised if we came down before potentially, hopefully, going up. That's my thought process.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. And again, we're heading over to Joe's stream right after we're done here. If you're on YouTube, you're going to be automatically forwarded over there. So, I love you on X. Truly do. Got a lot of people on X. But if you come over here, smack up that like. Appreciate that as well. And you got automatically forwarded over right after we're done. Now, normally at this point in the show, we go right into the debt and the Doge. And I'm going to inject Pete St. Onge again before we get into that. If you're not following him, again, links to everything I talk about, by the way, in the description. And I should probably also mention the fact that Joe was talking about Piper Academy's dynamic DCA plan. And listen, we got the best mods in the business in our community because here you go. Boom. Alexander G just dropping it all for you right there. Thank you, Alexander G. But always, any of my videos, any of my live streams, links to Piper's channel, and right where you can get that, $4.99 a month membership to have access to his Discord is always in the descriptions. Always, always, always. Appreciate Piper. Appreciate everybody that's there and supporting him and us. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
And I absolutely love Dave Digital's comment. He says where I teach you how to trade without the tuition. because I do it for free.
Oh, I like that, man.
So, yeah,
That's
so
very nice.
trading with, intuition. That's what you want. You want the intuition on how to trade without the tuition. Like, you don't have to pay. So the only thing I ask, smash the like, leave some comments on the videos.
Yeah.
And I show you how to trade.
Yep.
There are good people out here in crypto. There's some people that's like, oh man, like, I don't know. But there are some good people out here, and the Piper Academy Network has I think all of them. Like, I don't think there's one that I don't like. And if there was, I would, me, I'd probably.
Yeah. You put it out there. I don't know. I
love the Piper Academy Network.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I really do. I like the way Dave Digital put that. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Automatic Beats jumping on in here. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you being here. That's all. That is awesome. Hey, facts. We're just spouting facts here. That's all it is. So, whoops, I hit the wrong button again. Dag nabbit. Jeez. Anyway, all right. So let's take a quick listen to this. And I mean, obviously he has a right-leaning bias. So, I mean, listen with that in mind here. But I love how, we have a surplus right now with the government shutdown. I mean, you know what? I think while this is playing, I'm going to throw a poll on YouTube and see, have you been affected by this government shutdown? We talked about that. Was it on Friday night, Joe? I think it was. And like the answer was like nobody, like just nobody. So I'll put that poll up while we're listening to Pete here. But if you're not following him already, again, link in the description. Make sure you're following Pete St. Onge. I think you'll appreciate his takes. Here we go.
Treasury just logged the biggest September surplus in history at $198 billion on the month, fortified by $30 billion in tariff revenue. Keep this up and we'll pay off that national debt with enough left to buy Greenland. The numbers come from the monthly Treasury statement, which reported $540 billion in tax revenue for last month, up 3.2% from a year ago, but just $350 billion in spending, down a whopping 25% from last year, with Joe Biden auto-signing the checks. It was the fourth biggest surplus in history, and it improved the 12-month deficit to a still miserable $1.8 trillion deficit. Now, for perspective, 1.8 is the entire federal budget 20 years ago, back when phones had cords. So what drove the surplus, and will it ever happen again? On the revenue side, Trump's tariffs hit $30 billion on the month, $360 annualized. For perspective, that's about 10 times what the death tax collects. It's almost as much as the corporate income tax collects. And it will probably keep going up, so tariff revenue is rising at about 8% per month. Meanwhile, income taxes, the big kahuna, held steady at 2.5% growth, suggesting we are not, in fact, in recession as much as Bloomberg is praying for it. But the concern was that stellar $180 billion drop in spending. Probably 35 is calendar effects because September started on a Saturday, which affects debt interest and tax payments. Another 124 was real, but it's a one-time revaluation of student loan debt where Big Beautiful Bill cut taxpayer exposure. So the surplus is real, but it's not going to keep going at 198. Still, when a pig flies, you do not ask how high, even if it is fortified on one-time cuts and the gossamer wings of month starting on Saturday. So as next brought to you by I Trust Capital, while we may not see it on our 198.
You get the proverbial point there. I love this guy, and all the little quips and things he puts in there just makes me smile, because it's like, damn, yeah. He's probably close to my age, so maybe that's why I like it. I don't know. It is what it is. Just a shout out to Zen and Sadie. Appreciate you guys being on in here. And I put Joe's comment up on the up on the screen a second ago, because man, I'll tell you what, it's like, I mean, most people don't even realize and when I say most people, I'm talking outside of the space, outside of people who are following finance and the markets and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking the average person who goes to work every day to have to survive, basically. And it's true, most of them, or at least in my neck of the woods, it's like, yeah, what, government shutdown, whatever. You know what I mean? And I put that poll up. Make sure you answer. I'll be interested to see where that goes. All right, Joe, it's time for the debt and the Doge. I'm telling you, it's, we were pretty consistent. Let's just put it out there. What I do is when Joe and I were live last, now this was 2 weeks ago because we weren't live last Monday because I was still traveling from that conference. But so this is 2 weeks worth of data, but we're going to break it down into single weeks here because we've been averaging approximately 29 to 30 billion dollars every week with regard to the debt. And the Doge is still going up. It's slowly continuing to trickle up there, but not like it was when Elon was full bore with regard to that. But here we are. So 2 weeks ago, 87. Oh my God, am I projecting right now? Holy shit. That's coming soon, folks.
I think because your blood pressure is getting up there already.
Yeah, exactly.
Your vision's getting blurred.
I know it. Truth, man. Well, that and old. Yeah, but yeah, right. Facts, Joe. Oh my God. Anyway, 37,831 billion dollars. Okay, that's where we were 2 weeks ago, and here we are. Here's the live debt clock, and 37,919 billion. So, couple of problems here. One, if you break that down, that's approximately $90 billion. Okay, just under $90 billion. You break that down by 2 weeks, because again, we usually do it on a weekly basis. That's almost $45 billion. So we've gone from that $30 billion bracket to approximately $45 billion of weekly spending. And that's with the government shut down.
You would think that we would save like a crap load of, the number's going to be so high. I wouldn't say like saving, but the number's going to be so high.
Well, and that's why I wanted to show that video first with Pete St. Ange, where he talks about now, first time since whatever. I forgot what he said, when Cords had phones or whatever. We had a surplus in the Treasury. Phones had cords, cords had phones. You get what I'm saying? Oh my God. Yeah, my blood pressure. I really am going to have to make one of those meters. Holy shit. Anyway, but yeah, here we go. And the other piece that's got my blood pressure going, Joe, is 37,919 billion. We're almost at that $38 trillion mark. I'm sorry. I got to take a breath on that. It's just insanity to me. It's just insanity. Yep. Just insanity. Anyway, I know, well, I'm going to guess Joe probably has it ready, but if you haven't watched that video, the fourth video in the stream talking about the hidden secrets of money, you need to. And then that will give you the same effect that it does to me with regard to blood pressure. So maybe you don't want to watch it because you want to keep your blood pressure in check. I don't know. But yeah, it's just scary. It's sad. Lots of things. And matter of fact, you know what? Plug out there. And if Ahmad has this link readily available, I didn't even think about putting this in the description. But if they could drop it in the chat. This past Saturday, BC Port Corp and LBC had a great counter this stream. Had Daniel Diaz, Crypto Billy, Army Piper, everybody was in there, and they were talking about basically our broken money system. And so go ahead and go back and watch that. And yes, BC Port. I was gonna say that, but you beat me to it there, bud. You beat me to it. It's we're averaging about $1 trillion of new debt every 100 days. Yep. And guess what? Newsflash, it's only going to speed up. It's only going to speed up. As Lynn Alden likes to say, ain't nothing stopping this train, right? Can't stop this train. And yes, MMT, modern monetary theory. Ain't nothing modern, and it's bad theory. Anyway, there you go. There's my opine. Anyway, okay. Let's put this up here because Roundtable, the Treasury, which we just said had a surplus, is hosting a crypto roundtable Wednesday. this coming Wednesday. Here's the full list, and we'll go through this, or at least some of this article right now. Washington is preparing for another crucial moment in the ongoing debate over digital asset regulation. A group of pro-crypto Democratic senators will meet with top executives from leading blockchain firms on October 22nd, which is Wednesday, signaling a renewed momentum toward long-awaited crypto market structure legislation, which obviously is still sitting there because the government is closed down. Hey, Joe, do you know the government's shut down?
Didn't even know.
Oh, well, now we know. Sorry. Anyway, this closed door roundtable, which already, the first was first reported by Fox Business journalist Eleanor Tourette. And listen, host of Crypto in America. If you're not following her, I think this is the first week I actually don't have like a link to her in this in the description. So I apologize for that. I should have did that. But Crypto in America, she was great. Go ahead and follow her. And she basically reported that it's bringing together some of the most influential voices in the sector, including leaders from Coinbase, Ripple, Circle, Chainlink, Uniswap, Galaxy, Kraken, and others. And you get the point. Again, if you want to read the entire article, link is in the description. And BC, thank you for putting that link out there. Appreciate that very much. I mean, thoughts about this, Joe? Do you think it's good? I mean, I like the fact that they're doing it. I'll give you my opinion. You can throw in what you want. But I don't like the fact that it's kind of closed door. Just saying.
Yeah. The same. You know, it's good, but you know, why does it have to be closed door? Now, that's a real question. Like, make it for everybody. So yeah, or for everybody to see. Yeah,
and I don't know. I mean, I understand the why. They're you know, let's be honest, the backdoor deals. That's it's what it is. That's what it is. Crypto Billy just jumping on in here. Appreciate you, Crypto Billy. Thank you. I see you out there. All right, let's keep on moving. Joe, did you hear about this? Mr. Beast wants to get into providing crypto services. He files for a trademark to offer Bitcoin and crypto services through his new venture, Mr. Beast Financial. I'm not sure that I like that whole situation. That's just me. I mean, I don't know. Stick to what you know, brother. And, you know, that's how to, like, dominate on YouTube, which is just a given. But I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
I absolutely don't like it because we saw what Trump does.
Oh, facts.
I'm not even saying did, but what he does,
yeah,
where he has a huge manipulation, and then you have the insiders that just absolutely, you know, wreck the traders. And for me, like, how much money is enough? Okay, you have 100 million. You want to make another 30 million from wrecking all these people who are trying to make it, and you have the edge because you know the source. Same thing with Crypto Beat or Mr. Beast, where you know he's going to have that huge influence, and then his closest friends are going to get in prior to him posting about it, and they're going to make hundreds of millions like within the first few weeks. So I don't like it at all because it just opens yourself up to not open trading, but it just opens yourself up to the people getting in before other people. So
yeah, a lot more of the insider stuff. I agree, and and it's like I don't know, whatever. Again, I'm not necessarily a fan. It gives me pause. Let's just put it that way. It gives me a lot of pause to what he's doing with regard to that. Anyway, Dave Digital saying, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Beast and whatever he does. He's tired of the status quo, and he was tired of them not paying attention to him. Well, I mean, come on now. But I don't know. Is this the way? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the fact that he has the audience that is nice to see that they're going to get. If they don't already, they're going to get to understand, hey, there's this crypto thing out there. Okay, great. I understand. Help the adoption, move it along. But there's, yeah, I don't know. Too much is too much. And again, I think kind of play through that a little bit as we continue on here. And again, don't forget, we're wow, holy crap, 25 minutes, Joe. We're heading over to your stream. This stream is like just cruising. I love it. And thank you to everybody in the chat for keeping everything very lively. Much appreciated. But we need to zip along so we can make it over to Joe's show in time. So here we go. Right here, CZ from Binance basically raising warnings about meme coin scams targeting crypto users. I mean, obviously nothing new, but if you remember, this came about because their X account basically got hacked, the Binance X account. And then, well, I'll read this real quick, portions of this real quick anyway. And then we can go from there. Binance founder, I'm just going to go with CZ because I ain't busy trying to relate to that name, has warned the crypto community about an inflating trend of phishing scams linked to the surging meme coin trend. His remarks followed the hackers' takeover of the official X account of BNB Chain, which they then used to promote unauthorized token campaigns as well as fake airdrops. And here's the tweet again. Links are in the description, so you can go ahead and find that tweet if for whatever reason you're on X and you didn't already see this. But basically, right here, blockchain security firm SlowMist tracked the operation to a phishing domain that was very similar to the official BNB Chain website, except for a single character. So much of that goes on. You got to be super careful, checking where these links are going, checking if these websites look official. Man, we're going to talk a lot about that tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time with Jimmy Jim. Man, yeah, you just got to be careful. Basically, they said that this group, SlowMist, linked the domain to the notorious drainer group, I don't know, Inferno, I guess, a collective of known for developing wallet draining templates and running large-scale phishing scams since 2022. I mean, honestly, these phishing scams are the things that really get people. You know, they're doing the social engineering thing. They're just like, man, if you watched the interview I did with, getting your online security up to snuff with Jimmy Jim as part of my educational series, he actually dived into that quite deeply. And again, I'm actually going to bring this up to him and the Ripple XRP hack that we're going to talk about, because they're cut from the same cloth. This phishing type scams is how this guy got drained of 3 million in XRP. Man, just absolutely crazy. Before I move on, anything you want to add to that, Joe, or interject there? Like I said, I know I get off on a
No, that's just why I'm super afraid of clicking any links, or like I always just go to the source. And one thing I do is I add them to my favorites. And if you're tired, or maybe you went out with your buddies and you're typing in, Binance.com, and you accidentally misspelled it, or maybe you just type fast and you misspelled it by accident, it could take you to another site that looks just like it. So whenever I go to anywhere, it's already saved. So I'm so careful with that stuff.
There you go. And a quick shout out, Tech Man in the house. Appreciate you being here. Yes, everything's a scam. Potentially there, Tech Man. Potentially, I get it. And Mining Stocks, appreciate you being here, brother, and saying he's having his coffee and just kind of listening in. I appreciate that. Big supporter of this channel over on X. And yes, to answer your question, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I'm going to do it again at the end. But why not now too? Yes, 100th episode this week, this Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully you'll be there as part of that. And okay, let's keep moving along. I was just literally mentioning the whole XRP thing. Here it is. That's our next story we're going to talk about right now. I'm going to read through a little bit of this. It was touched on Piper Academy. So for those coming over from Piper Academy, you already kind of saw or heard a little bit about this right here. But basically, U.S. crypto holder loses $3 million in XRP after a wallet compromise. Now, just to put it out there, we're going to read about it here now real quick, but it wasn't because of anything. He was using the Pal wallet. That's actually a good wallet. I used to promote that back in the day. I've come to, as you guys know, like Tangent a lot better. But you do what works for you. I got no issue with Pal. So yeah, whatever works, whatever wallet works for you. Anyway, U.S. retail cryptocurrency investor has lost over $3 million worth of XRP after accidentally exposing his funds to through a crypto wallet mistake. This was Zach XBT. I'm sure most of you guys probably already follow him on X, and you should if you don't, because when stuff like this happens, he provides some of the best breakdowns in the biz, as far as I'm concerned, with regard to following these funds, et cetera, and to where they go to. And he speaks to some of that right here in this article. Basically, on October 19th, 1.2 million in XRP was drained from an Pal wallet, according to the victim. The funds were quickly moved across blockchains more than 120 times.
Wow.
Using a swap service called Bridgers, formerly Swift. I remember the Swift. I didn't realize they rebranded, which relies on Binance liquidity. Again, the link to the tweet is here where he breaks it all down. But basically, it goes on to say that by October 15th, so 5 days ago, okay, the assets were consolidated on the Tron network and laundered through an over-the-counter broker named, and I am not even going to try there, a Cambodian financial group recently sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department for scams and money trafficking of money flows. I'll let you guys go ahead and read the rest of this. I think that gives you the idea. You have to be super careful with exposing your stuff. And I always worry about it, Joe, as an influencer and or whatever, try and teach people how to use crypto. I hate the word influencer. That's why I'm backtracking a little bit there. I show people how to set up, like, for example, Tangent wallets. And I set up the wallet usually as part of the video. And I am super diligent to try and go back and make sure nothing that could otherwise be directed back to that wallet is exposed. That is why I don't know. I should probably just buy one that I don't even use and set that up or whatever. But anyway, it's very front of mind for me with regard to that. And I know you're talking about being, extra careful, because especially Joe, I mean, you've said it a number of times, mistakes when you're tired, whatever the case may be. But man, I can't even wrap my head around losing that amount of crypto money, whatever. Doesn't even matter. Gold, name it. Can't wrap my head around that. What do you think, Joe? Anything else you want to add in that?
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, it's literally same thing with the guy who did, I forget his name, Basement Ron or Ron Basement. He usually does silver, but he created the unicorn fart dust coin. He got a link to, because he thought he was going to do a kind of like an interview with somebody else, and he clicked on the link so they can do a video like we're doing now, and it drained all of his unicorn fart dust, and it's like, wow, like it's sad.
It is sad. It is sad. Again, it just makes it more difficult for new people coming into the space, in my opinion, and not for nothing, knowing who to trust.
Right.
And it plays to the importance of being in the right community. And again, why I love this community, because everybody here, I mean, I have to believe that anybody who's sitting here right now in the live chat, or even sitting on X, would, if they saw something like that, the potential for something like that happening, they would be putting that information out front and center for everybody to see. And, if someone asked them, hey, what do you think about this? they would be completely honest with regard to their opinion on the project, on the wallet, on the whatever. So find your people, folks. Hashtag FYP. Find your people. And if I might be so bold, you got good groups of people here on Piper Academy, Billy Goat Tales. I would like to think right on here. So appreciate all of you. I know there's a lot of overlap there between communities, but important. All right, so now it's time to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk silver and gold. Now I just heard that in my head. I wonder if Alexandra G is still here. She can put the song Silver and Gold, Silver and Gold. Anyway, but yes, thank you, Billy. Thank you. All right, so here's the first thing. Piper mentioned this morning. Gold? I mean, silver? What's silver? Ain't got no silver. And now I picked this one right here, India's largest precious metals refinery, holy cannoli, has run out of silver for the first time in history. Now, it doesn't have to be just because it's India here. The point is they're all running out of silver. You can't be buying no silver these days. And guess what? Pretty much the same thing with gold. And now I wanted to put this out first before we looked at a couple of the other gold things, and then Joe's going to obviously look at the gold charts, and then we're going to take a quick look at Goldbacks, and then about 15 minutes we're heading over to Joe's stream. But gold is becoming unaffordable. It now takes lost my place. It now takes 116 hours of work in the U.S. to buy 1 ounce of gold. 1 ounce, the most in 100 years. This comes as gold prices hit record closes and at this time of the writing of this, $4,225. It's like, holy, I mean, that's just amazing. It's just amazing. And he goes in, or the Kabisi letter here, goes into some other good information. By all means, again, link in the description. Go ahead and follow that. Yes. I was kind of figuring mining stocks was going to chime in there. Yes, no pun intended, with music to my ears. I love it. But yeah, talk about like just on fire with things. I'm going to bring this last piece up, and then Joe's going to take a quick look at the gold chart. But right here, I picked Singapore because it's a shorter video. You kind of get the point. Basically, people are in lines trying to buy physical gold and silver. And here at this place, right here, this bullion dealer in Singapore, there are other posts online showing lines that wrapping around buildings for people trying to go and buy silver and gold. And yeah, it is the physical market is drying up just a wee bit. Joe, I'm going to let you talk the gold price here, and then we'll wrap it up with some Goldback news.
All right, sounds good. Let me know when you're ready.
You're good. You're on. You got the show.
Good. All right, so here we're looking at gold, and just some of the recent pullbacks that we had. So here we had a little pullback of less than 2%. Then here a really nice pullback of almost 3%, so 2.7%. Then here we had a pullback. So you can see that the pullbacks are slightly getting greater and greater, which is good. And I believe it was Friday when we were looking at it. I believe that's what the date was, the 17th, whatever that day is.
Yeah, that was Friday. Yep.
But here, Crypto Coin Mindset asked, do you think we're going to bounce? And again, we're looking at the 1 hour time frame. I was like, yeah, I think we're going to bounce. Could we go lower? Sure, of course. But this would be really nice for it to bounce. And it actually pulled back 4.33%. And since then, it's pretty much reclaimed it. Now, if we zoom out to the daily, we can see that here we started kind of saying this was, we started doing this before, but I actually, made notes of it. On the second, price was over here. And you were saying, if it pulls back, man, that'd be so great. We can do a lower investment. And if it pulls back 20%, which I don't think will happen, but it would be even better. But here, even though it was already up, when's the best time to invest? Well, the best time was yesterday. The next best time is today. And that's what the point is here. We've gone up since we've talked about it. Instead of 9%, now it's 14%. So, could we have a really nice pullback? Yeah, definitely. But we don't know when that's going to be. For me personally, would I invest in gold, even though I just made that statement? Man, it's really hard to say, especially the higher it goes, because just the likelihood of it coming down 15, 20% is greater. But, there's nothing wrong with maybe if you had $100, maybe put 25 here, and then hopefully you can do 50 lower. None of this is financial advice, of course, but maybe 8% lower, have your $50. And then if it goes lower, then you still have $25 to play with. But if it goes up from here, well, at least you made money on your $25. And then if it pulls back, well, then you can add. But all in all, gold is absolutely killing it. Same thing with silver. Silver,
thanks,
same
Joe.
thing. We were right here. And it went 15%, but now it went a little bit higher, max 17%. And again, same date on the 2nd. And this one's straight up too. If it pulled back, then these are the prices that we would, potentially go to. They're in blue, 35.92, which I don't think will happen. 41.01, which is possible. And then when we were looking at it was 46.46. And right now it's gone up 17% max and currently sitting at about 12, 13%. And same thing with this one. Like, we expected to pull back, but because, especially the videos that we saw on Friday, the reason why gold and silver is potentially moving, do I think it'll continue? More than likely, until the government's done pumping them up so that they could, redo the valuation of gold. So that's my thought process.
Fair enough. And just now, you said that, I think you said the pullback on gold was like 4.5% or something like that, and it bounced. Now, do you think that's a healthy pullback, or should it have gone deeper? Just your opinion, I know, but
yeah, considering the recent pullbacks that we had, and that's why I did the recent pullbacks.
Yep.
Here was less than 2%, then it increased more, then it increased more. So for me, this is good. And because we're seeing an increase in the pullback. So what it's doing, it's relieving the buying pressure slightly because people are taking profit now. So that's good. Yeah. If we were doing like over 2%, then 2%, then 1.5%, it's too much too fast. And so that's when people do end up taking profit, then more than likely it'll come down pretty hard and fast because no one's been taking profit.
Yep.
So
okay, fair enough. And you're right. Joe mentioned when we were talking about this on Friday, we were talking about, do you buy now? And I, again, you guys who are on my channel often, I'm a DCA kind of guy and just hodl the stuff. And gold's no different, to be quite frank. And whoops, wrong one. In my opinion, a lot of people worry about like buying gold at this price tag, basically. And I look at it kind of like Bitcoin. I mean, what's too high a price tag? It could always continue to go up. So for me, if you're DCAing, you're just catching the movement as it's going. And if you're a hodler, well, there you go. There you go.
And that's a very important part that you just brought up. Because for me, I always have the mindset of a trader. Or it'll be like a trader / investor. But if I'm just thinking straight up investor, DCA, I don't care what the price is, there's no need to look at the chart. Just buy wherever it's at. And if you get lucky and it drops 5, 8, 10%, well, then hopefully you can sell something, whether it's old clothes or a vacuum or something, like sell something so that you can put more of that money into it because you know that it dipped and the potential of it going up is much greater. Yes. And if not, well, then who cares? Because now you can buy it lower on your next paycheck.
Yep. Facts. And I just want to throw these comments in here because mining stocks, again, gold, silver, like he said, music to his ears, literally. And there you go. You can always buy smaller amounts. Doesn't have to be an ounce. And that's because in that first Kabisi letter article, I was talking about the 116 hours of work to be able to afford an ounce of gold these days. And there you go. Shout out from mining stocks to Joe for, thanks. Appreciate those charts. Yeah, Joe is awesome. He's here literally every Monday and Wednesday with me. And I know we're getting to 5 minutes away from heading over to his stream. I've got 2 more things I want to show. Joe, do you need to bug out of here to get things set up?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out so I can get my stuff set up. So anybody who had the link prior to this stream, I went ahead and canceled that link because Restream wasn't working due to the AWS, Amazon services. So Restream wasn't working, but then Restream started working. So now I updated the link. So of course, CCM already has that. So if you're here, don't even worry about it. You're going to be automatically directed to my channel. If you clicked on it prior to the show, you just need to refresh the page, and then hopefully you can get the new link. All right, guys, that's it for me. I will see you on my stream where we talk about Bitcoin. We show you how to trade. We trade in the moment versus doing all this back testing, showing you how you could have made money or should have done this. We show you in the moment. All right, that's all I got. I'll see you soon.
See you in a few minutes, Joe. Thanks again. And like I said, shout out to Joe. He puts up with this every Monday and Wednesday right now, where he's got to leave a little bit ahead of us and reset all his computers and all that kind of stuff to make sure he can do his own stream. So I appreciate the fact that he takes the time to be here with us and share this information with you guys as you're here on my channel. So thank you to him again for that. And we're going to head over to him again in about 5 minutes. Two pieces of news I wanted to kind of talk through before I give you the wrap up here. Introducing, now this is from Goldback, introducing the Dallas Goldbacks. Thanks to a major sponsor, you might start to see these pop up in the Lone Star State. Here's what you need to know. This is a single issue project. This is not a replacement for the Texas series. It's equal in value to one Goldback, so 1-to-1, like all the other Goldbacks, right? And you can spend it at participating Goldback merchants. And there it is right there. I love the fact that they do these like individual mints for stuff like this. That is like huge. Yeah, absolutely huge. And there you go. Links again in the description. And we're going to take a look at one more Goldback. And I love Dave Digital, man. I love you. You're awesome. And yes, yeah, Joe is awesome. And Magnus in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's go look at the last piece of Goldback news right here. And now, again, I mentioned that the last time we talked about a limited release Goldback on this channel, it was like less than a week. They were absolutely sold out. And here we go. They're doing an announcement, early limited release of the Arizona State Goldback. This is a special edition. Goldback is a tribute to the Grand Canyon State's bold spirit and Wild West roots. And that they talk about how you can actually earn one of these free when you go to their link and obviously sign up for their program. Again, links in the description. Go ahead and do that. And look at this thing. I mean, that is the artwork on all of these are just tremendous. I don't care which one you have. When we did that whole gold giveaway on Crypto on the Rocks, it was a limited or original release on the Florida Goldbacks that was given away, and that was awesome. I don't care what state, I don't care what release, the artwork is amazing. And if you know, you know. And for those of you that like Goldbacks, and I know a bunch of people who are here listening right now, bam, you know, you do know. All right, let me get you up to speed, and then we're going to go raid Joe's live stream. So what's going on here? Crypto coin mindset for the rest of this week. It's a busy week, let me tell you. And Lad just chiming on in here. Lad, sit tight, babe. We're going to head right on over and raid Joe's stream, so you can just head over there with us. Okay, so tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, myself, BC Port Corp, Crypto Bedell, and Jimmy Jim from Billy Goat Tales are going to be live. We're going to be talking about online and crypto security. I want to bring up a couple of the things that we actually talked about here this morning to him, because again, a lot of this stuff can be avoided. And geez, you just got to be careful, folks. Got to be careful out there. Yes, you'll be. It's actually going to be simultaneously broadcast on my channel, on the X channel for BC Pork Corp, on Bedell's channel, on Patreon, and then it'll be put on Odyssey later. But yes, this channel for YouTube, yes, 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight for that. Tomorrow, myself and Crypto Jar are back at it for the Matrix Money podcast, and we are going to be live 6 p.m. Eastern time for that. So make sure you are there. And then Sunday, what is wrong with me today? I have no idea. I need to go back to bed. And then Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, Joe and I will be back at it for a midweek check-in here on the crypto markets. And then Friday night. Oh, wait, Thursday. What about Thursday? Thursday, the next video from the Free State Bitcoin Digital Asset Conference is dropping. If you're a channel member, you already have access. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't already done so. Speaking of channel member access, yesterday, channel members, listen, you get early access to the rewriting of my ebook. The latest rewrite is now available for you to go ahead and read, and more importantly, put your input in on things you think I missed, things that you think need to be changed, whatever. You helped shape this book. It's the link to be able to find that information is in the YouTube community chat on my channel. So go ahead and check that out. So the posts section. And then again, this Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, the 100th episode of Crypto on the Rocks. We got all kinds of people kind of jumping on in. Jimmy Jim said he's going to be there. Crypto Billy, Hawk, the usual guys, of course. Let's see who else. Allie from Metal Mark. And let's see, Andy. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. I don't have my list right in front of me, but there's going to be a lot of people coming in and out of that stream. We're going to have a good time. Make sure you are there, and you're definitely going to want to be part of the giveaways that are going on, because let's tell you what, Shuby is working hard behind the scenes to make some stuff happen. Shout out to Shuby Buckets in the chat if you're a channel member, because Shuby is just like, bam, just coming out with it. And Chris Klein is just coming in. Hey, Keith. Feel like a dummy now. I bet I just came in at the end. Yeah, you're not a dummy, brother. You're just coming in now. It doesn't matter. You can always rewatch it if you want, but I would love for you to follow us on over to Joe's channel. We're going to go raid his live stream right now. When you get there, you guys know the drill. CCM raid in the chat. And don't forget, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, myself, BC, Jimmy Jim, and of course, Crypto Bedell, hot of the line. All right. I'll see you guys over in Joe's stream. Thanks for being here. Take care, everybody.